back.
Okay, go live.
Straight up, and we are live.
Back with a bang, gang.
Nothing is over! That's what I call a fucking show! We're just better than you!
It's going perfect.
Oh yeah.
Look at you, with your fucking 48% body fat.
You're wrong!
Hey, fool, you ready for another beat? Should never came back.
Love you, my baby.
My name's Bella.
Put your fur boots on.
You think I'm fit to eat totally like you, eh?
Trying to make the shit sound fucking authenticious.
Let's see here a little more. I love this.
And what you gonna do when Hulkamania and the largest arms in the world run wild on you?
Welcome back to the Nothing Is Over podcast, episode 43. How y'all doing, gang? Well, we have a big episode to bring us back into podcasting. A fantastic guest, a great talk with my man Stevie Lyle. Stevie, I found on TikTok an incredible 200-pound weight loss. Fucking what a guy. What an achievement. And his story is brilliant, very funny, great guy. Great guy. That is coming up after my little ramble with you, which starts right now. So, where have I been, gang? Life and all that. Well, I had a lot planned for episode 43, as it is one episode more than the last podcast that I did. So, I planned something big, fell through. Planned something even fucking bigger, fell through. Planned something different, fell through. Do you see where I'm getting here? It just didn't seem like it was coming together. So I decided to switch lanes and start Nothing Is Over Productions. I'm going to start production of a short film in the very, very, very near future. It's completed, the script is completed. I'm also writing the feature-length version of that. That's nowhere even close to being complete. But I plan on directing the short film version of that very soon, and I'll chronicle it all on the show for you lovely people. And then I thought, well, I have to get back to the fucking show. I miss podcasting, I miss it, and I've missed so many stories that are right in our wheelhouse, but we just have to barrel ahead. And I've set up some great interviews coming up, because that's the part that I really enjoy. I love getting together all the stories and stuff like that, and the things that I'm interested in, and bringing clips to the show, especially since we're coming up on the big episode 50. Always looking ahead. Full video package. Getting there with that is fucking tedious. The video, blah blah blah. I fucking don't care. Anyway, few big interviews in the next coming weeks. I thought, let's just get to doing the show that I want today, and this is it. Bringing it back with a bang. Stevie Lyle coming up. But first, I just want to share something with you. In the time since I did the last episode, your host, ladies and gentlemen, I turned 45 years old. 40 fucking 5. I feel fantastic, by the way. I feel like 25. But I turned 45. And another anniversary passed by, which was the passing of my father, who you hear in the intro every single week. Her name's Bella. That's my dad. He's been dead 15 years. And so this got me thinking, right? I was like, that passed by so quick. You know yourself that somebody who's such a big part of your life, and sadly when they pass, and you know a lot of time goes by, it doesn't feel like anything, because you still remember everything about them, like the way they even said something, not even just the things that they said. So I was having a hard time thinking, Jesus, that's 15 years since I last saw my old man. Does not seem like it at all. I went by like that. And then I think to myself, right, so that 15 years went by like that. I'm 45 now. That same time goes by again. I'm the age my dad was when he passed. It's like, fucking wait. I need to start moving my arse here into gear, get shit moving. This podcast is back. We're making short films. We're fucking doing up the house. We are trucking ahead. So that's it. I just wanted to kind of say that yes, we missed so many stories that I'd love to kind of dig into, but then that's fun, and that's fun to share with you and stuff. But the most important thing, and the thing that I want this show really to be, is a chronicle of the person that I am right now, so that in the future my daughter really can listen back and hear things and have her father explain himself and share experiences of what it was like when she was really young and had no memory of it. And hopefully this is the beginning of the chronicling of the start of the building of the empire. Who the fuck knows, gang? So thank you for listening to that, and we will be back to our regularly scheduled programming of slagging the fucking dumb actors, listening to shite music, all the good stuff that we love, TikTok doom scrolls, all that shit's all going to be coming back soon. But we have some interviews coming up. Crackers, by the way. Crackers. Starting with my man, Stevie Lyle. So we're just going to play it right now. And thank you again to Stevie so much for doing it. Hit it, me and Stevie boy. Welcome to the Nothing Is Over podcast. Stevie Lyle, how you doing, bro? You alright?
Hello, mate. It's a pleasure to be here, man. Finally managed to put this together, mate.
Aye, listen, you came to my attention on TikTok, right? So my TikTok algorithm is probably much like yours, mate. It's a lot of fitness stuff and weight loss transformation and fighting, boxing, that kind of thing. Is it probably the same as yours, isn't it?
It is, mate. Well, it's a lot different these days than what it was a few years ago.
I can imagine, right? But so I see a lot of transformation stuff, a lot of people who were heavy and they're getting into their kind of fitness routine and changing their lives, right? Because that's what I did as well. I was giant and fat and lost a lot of weight, so I'm really intrigued with that. But I have never seen anybody that's lost as much as you did and with such an amazing transformation as you. It stuck out immediately. It's completely different. So I started following you and seeing your story, and we kind of chatted back and forth and wanted to get you on to talk about it. So at your heaviest, what did you weigh?
So exactly 2 years ago, mate, I was on holiday in Alcudia, and it was the worst holiday of my life, mate. And it's when I came back and I put myself in the scales and I was 205 kilograms.
Right,
So
hold on a minute, wait a minute, right? We need to do this in fucking like American money now. What is
I'll
that?
be pounds, so 444 pounds, mate.
That's a big fucking lump of boy, innit?
Well, you see it on the TV and that, and you're like the 500 pound man, and you think, "Fuck, how can that guy get up and how
What?
can that guy move?"
What height are you, bro?
6 foot, mate.
Right, right. So you're a big guy anyway, right? So you're a big,
Well,
you've got a big frame. I've seen it
yes,
obviously with your box and stuff like that. So obviously you can carry that kind of weight, but anybody carrying that kind of weight is going to be fucking crushed with it.
100%. And even at the time, you never think you're going to be. You see people that are 30 that are 444 pound, and they're on the couch and that, and they so you never. I was still out doing my job as a supervisor for a cable company and that, but mate, I was at the stage where I couldn't tie my own shoelaces. I didn't even realise at the time. My missus that was saying to me, she said, "You know, there was a time you were going out in the morning and I was tying your bootlaces." But again, nobody ever thinks that. Nobody ever thinks you're that big because you're still getting on, you're carrying on with your day. But really, in reality, you're dying inside, mate. You know that anyway, don't you? You're dying inside.
It comes on. It's one of the things where I found when you get to a certain weight, another 10 pound, another 12 pound, 40 a stone doesn't matter. So you can just eat and it just goes on. And funnily enough, I don't know why, but big fat cunts keep wearing workout clothes, stretchy stuff. So you never fucking can tell when you put on weight. See, if you wear denims, you might be able to tell.
I,
But you
I
can never
was,
tell.
I think, mate, for there was a funeral that we went to, and I had to buy new trousers, and they were a 60-inch waist.
This is what I was wanting to ask you. What was your biggest waist size? 60 inch.
60-inch, mate.
I was 56 and I thought, I went to Slater's. See, did you ever go to Ralph's room in Slater's?
I
Menswear in
went to
Glasgow?
Slater's for a kilt, mate. And instead of measuring tape, they should have got one of the wheels. See, Man, and just wheeling round me, mate.
That's a lot of fucking material in that kilt, by the
Aye,
way.
mate. Kilt hire cost. I had to get a bank loan out for a kilt hire, mate.
It was a 56-inch waist, and they took me into Ralph's room, and Slater's obviously is a big fancy menswear shop, and they all three-piece suits that come and fucking swarm around you and everything. And they took me right up to Ralph's room, which was a big, the fat bit, into a drawer. They had to open a drawer and take. They couldn't even have hangers for these fucking trousers. They took them into a drawer and unfolded them. I was like, oh my god, this is a problem, man. 56. I was 60. Jesus.
Aye. 60 was the trousers I had, mate, but I was probably always sitting at like a 56 jeans,
Aye.
58 at times, work trousers, never getting work trousers, having to order work trousers for Jacamo, mate. And then, no, I mean, like everything was for Jacamo, but when you phone up and the work would say, oh, what kind of trousers you want? And I just got a new job at the time as well, and I'm like 54 inch, and I knew they wouldn't fit me, but I didn't want to say to them, getting PPE, mate, getting safety equipment specially made. No,
What was the
it's
turnaround?
funny now.
What was the big? What was your kind of like your moment of clarity? Especially with your wife saying it to you, but you must have had a moment where you thought, I can't do this anymore.
So it was me and so Tracy, she's lost my partner. She's lost 9 stone as well. So
Oh,
she's
really?
lost,
Well done. Just shout out to Tracy, yeah.
she's lost it, mate, and she's done. She weighs my food. She gives me went to all that stuff. Cooks the food. Like people are like, you've done brilliant, and I'm like, well, she's done it all for me. I've just turned up, went to the gym, mate. You know
A
what I mean?
supportive partner is fucking half the battle for
Well,
you.
doing
I
it
think.
together, doing it
Aye.
together was obviously been massive, mate. But we both were in that holiday, and what I'll just kind of jump forward. We went away in January, and I think the two of us had lost about 6 stone each. We're in the swimming pool and stuff. And my kids said to me, wee Joey said to me, Dad, do you realise the last holiday you never went in the swimming pool once? Never even kind of left it because you were that big. But I went back, and it was May, got into the June time 2 years ago. I coached my son's football team, Glenaford Thistle. Shout out to them. We're in a final, semi-final on Saturday.
Oh, nice
But
one.
I was asked to. A couple of coaches left, and Alan was left himself. And I said, I'll go on and help. So it was Barshaw Park in Paisley, and I went, and we'll get on to it, mate. But I'm ex-military as well, so I've never always been. I was always big, but I was kind of fit. So I went out with the kids and my son Joey, and I was taking them through stuff. But I'm getting these young boys to run, and I was thinking about becoming a coach. I'm getting these boys to run. I'm shouting, do hill reps. I couldn't fucking walk, mate, without breathing out my arse. Know what I mean?
Aye.
You know exactly what I mean. And I was always saying to Joey, like, I think I'm going to, and that's my boy 13. I'm like, I think I'm going to go. I'm going to go and get I was at the stage where I was looking and getting into gastric bypass and that, like that. And the boy's like that. He's like, Dad, you can do it. And it was just, and then I'm thinking, do I want to take up coaching? Because it's something I wanted to do. But can you be that coach in the sideline shouting at young boys for no running hard enough when you're fucking waddling about at 33 stone? So that was, we sat down and we've tried it without each other. And we said, we need to do something. We need to drastically try and do something. And we come up with the idea, let's go through the magic wand, which at the time the GLP-1, and everybody assumes you take that, it's a magic wand, and boom, you're going to lose.
What is that,
all the
Steve? Is
weight.
that like a Mounjaro thing? Is it
The Mounjaro, mate, was what we
Right.
started up, mate.
Right.
But again, all the stigma that's around that, mate. And there's people that kid on, they've no took it or they're not on it. I'll always be honest with people.
Aye, fair play, man, aye. A pal of
started with
mine
that,
done
mate.
it. I swore against it, and because I didn't do it, and I was 35 years old at the time, so it was 10 years ago since I'd done my weight loss. So it wasn't a thing then. I was confronted with gastric band, or else do it yourself because you're going to die. The doctor told me right away, so you need to do something right away. So I just had to drastically kind of change my lifestyle. I guarantee if Mounjaro was about then, I'd have fucking took it. But a pal of mine, he took it, and the change in the life that he's done is absolutely incredible because it's something that's a kickstart for you to kind of get you
100%,
moving.
mate.
As long as
It's
you
an
don't,
aid.
it's an aid. As long as you don't use that as the only way you're doing it, because it rots away your fucking bones and your muscles. You need to reinforce that. You need to take like your supplements. You need to eat properly. Your protein levels. You need to work out. So if you're doing all that in conjunction with taking it, then fucking go for it. Aye.
There's people, mate, that there's people who take it but keep the same lifestyle, go to McDonald's every day, and then they kind of give it a bad name, and people think it's cheating. People might as well might look at it as cheating, mate. I was in a rut. I went through a couple of years. My mum, my sister, some other family members, they all died within a 6 month period. I was drinking myself at the weekend, and I was just eating food. And some of the pictures on I'll send you some of the pictures.
I've seen
No,
your
no
TikTok,
shame.
mate. I seen what the photo that is most striking to me, because I've got one similar, is your face is distorted, and you've
Aye.
got like your beard doesn't even sit properly on your face. It's
Beard, my hair's no,
aye,
I'm not even like cutting my hair or anything. No looking after yourself. You're at the fuck it stage of your life where I thought I couldn't do anything with it. You fuck it, mate. It's life's people would say you're a good dad. I've got 4 kids. Are you a good dad if you fucking die of a heart attack at 37, 38 year old?
that's something I do want to talk to you about as well, because a part of this show is fatherhood. Because I've got a wee 4-year-old daughter, and I had changed my life around by the time she came along, but I really fucking had to lock in by the time she came along, because when you've got a wee girl,
Yeah.
it's different. It's a different mentality that you need to have, and you need to know that being my age as well. You know, 45 with a 4-year-old. I know I'm going to be like deep in my 50s chasing around a fucking teenager. I better be fit. I can't be a big fat guy. I can't regress back to that kind of lifestyle again, because her life is at stake. It's not just me. So, how important are your kids in the whole transformation? And not just that, but keeping it going.
100%. So that, as I said, with Joey and the kids was always when we went through that stage in life where I said everything was going wrong, and it was it's easy to use that as an excuse for drinking at the weekend and for eating. But at the end of the day, ultimately, do I want to do what my mum and that and my sister and that they've not done it intensely, but they've left their kids. I want to do everything I can to make sure that the kids have still got me about 10, 15, 20 years' time. And if that meant, first of all, the kickstart with the GLP-1, then I went for it. But again, people will take that and they're off it in 6 months, they're off it in 6 weeks, they've no changed their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
GLP-1, mate, didn't wake me up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning and get me to the gym. Know
That's
what I
it.
mean? It still doesn't like that. Doesn't wake you up. That's no. It's no. It's no. You're no Harry Potter here. It's
It
no a
doesn't
magic
inject
wand.
discipline into you. No, it
Aye,
does not.
100%. Now it gives you the tools if you want to change your life.
Aye.
But with wee Joey, and then I've got Harry, Gracie, my older boy, Jamie Reese. They now our life's totally different.
Aye,
Like
aye.
we're out there, we're playing. Gracie's got her dancing. I'm taking her to her dancing. We're never. They always see me as dad, and even when I speak, sometimes in Gracie, she's slightly older than your daughter. Gracie's 7, and I say, "Oh, I see a picture and unrecognisable," and I'm like, "I was fat," and she says, "Don't say that about yourself." They'll never say that because they're your dad.
I know.
You're their dad. You're their hero, aren't you?
I've
But
got my daughter. My daughter sees photos of me and she goes, "Oh, fat daddy."
aye, well, and Gracie's a bit older, so she's not like her, but you can tell. But well, life's totally different. We're active
I
parents.
love it, mate. I love it.
I wouldn't take like we had a good life before it. Well, the kids had a good life, but I probably and you're thinking that you're a present parent. But how present are you if you're fucking sitting on the couch all the time and you're
You're more a
too
voyeur
tired
to
to
their
do
life,
stuff?
aren't you? You're no like an active kind of
Aye.
participant to it. You're just there. You're not just participating in it as much, I'd imagine. Aye.
Now we're away, we'll do walks, we'll do this, we'll do that. When we went on holiday just in October there, we're away doing things during the day, no just sitting at the all inclusive,
I
getting
love
pissed all
seeing
the
you
time.
training with your boy. I love seeing you training with your boy in the gym, hitting the bag and
Aye,
stuff. Like, what's that feeling like? That must be fucking like winning a lottery, is it no? Because you can you
see
imagine
just
yourself back to when you were at your heaviest and you're sitting on the couch and your boy's like playing at your feet. Could you imagine just a couple of years later you'd be in a gym hitting a bag with him and showing him fucking,
no, and
I know,
again
amazing.
we live our life, don't we? We live our life as we want our kids. We work hard, we want our kids to have a better life. But it's nature over nurture as well. They see this. So now Joey's coming to me. He wants to come boxing. He's come to the boxing gym, taking him on the pads. It's just the best feeling in the world. And we're
Love
hoping
that, man.
at some point, I was thinking my next fight would be my last, but at some point I would like to, me and Joey to be on the same card. Like me
Oh,
and
we'll
my
get to your
boy are
boxing in a
Bernie's
minute. We'll get to
performance.
your boxing in that, because I look to you and like I've seen all your stuff. It's like, even though I've done the weight loss thing similar to you've jumped ahead of the things that I wanted to do, because I want to get into that stuff, and we'll get to that in a wee minute. But it's very important what you said there about nature against nurture, because that's something that really scared me as a parent, because I thought, what if I give my daughter that thing that insatiable fucking appetite that
Aye.
eats its way up to 35 stone, that used to have a double dozen Krispy Kreme as a snack. You know, what if I gave it to her? And I did, mate. I did. Because that Wayne can fucking polish up dirt, by the way. She can eat, right? Just like me, same appetite. But luckily, though, our mum, when she was just kind of like feeding and stuff like, gave her baby-led weaning, so made her pick and stuff. And that was important because she started to pick fruit. And
Yeah.
so, well, my daughter, she loves chocolate, but she'll pick strawberries or chocolate any day of the week, which I'm thankful for. But ever since before she could even walk, see the wee fucking bouncy basket things you stick them in, I've put her in front of me as I've been working out ever since she's been that age. So she's watched me do fucking countless burpees, push-ups, hitting the bag, doing jiu-jitsu as well, because I want that to be normal for her. I want her to know. And now that she's 4, it's just normal. We go into the garage and we hit the bag, she hits the pads and all that, and it's the best feeling. Because that I didn't grow up thinking that was normal. Exercise and shit like that, active things was other people did that. And I want her to know that no, you just get up in the morning and you do your fucking push-ups, you do your burpees. That's what happens. You just do that as part of your life, and that's what you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, mate. As I say, I've got 4 kids. You're never going to get 4 kids the same. Gracie and Joey, they're the active ones. My older boy, Jamie Reese, he's an actor. I hope one day you'll be doing a podcast with him, mate.
Is that right?
Aye, mate, he's doing really well. He's got a show coming up that's going to be at the Fringe this year, as
Fantastic,
well as
mate.
other stuff. So, and him and Harry's my youngest son. He clips videos, he does that kind of thing. And sometimes he's at a stage where he has put on weight, but we've had a chat and he's away out walking and he's watching what he's eating, because when I was 10, 11, nobody had that chat with me, mate. And then
No,
and then nobody would say it. And I was big, probably about the same size he is. I joined the army at 16, but I was 14, 15 stone when I joined the army. And I was
Well,
in the infantry
did you have
as
a big?
well,
Were you a
mate.
big family? Was it were your mum and dad big? Or
It was just my mum and my sister, mate. But because
right,
we had a bigger family there, so but we moved away from them.
right.
So I never really had a kind of father figure or somebody to say, look, you shouldn't be doing that, because at the time it was. Remember back in the day, crispy pancakes and waffles, and that was your. I stayed above a chip shop in Paisley, mate, as well. My mum moved above the hippie chippy in Paisley. So
Didn't it really?
you're
Parents. So how old are you, mate? How old am I? How are you?
well, I'm just a few years younger than you, mate. I'll be 40 in January.
Right, right. So we grew up the same generation. Our parents didn't really have diet and nutrition
No.
dialed in. It's like their generation before them. Like your grandparents knew more about fucking nutrition than our parents did. My dad was a delivery driver primarily for McGee's a lot of time, and he wasn't a great cook. So I grew up eating fucking sausage rolls and pies and bridies and like unlimited amount of cakes. Just cakes were just sitting in the kitchen all day long. So you didn't really look at the calorie counting or anything like that, or watch your
No, it wasn't a
levels,
thing, wasn't it? When you cried, they would just stick a bit of chocolate in your mouth when you were younger,
You don't-
custard cream or something.
we were hugging our wains and saying, why do you feel like this before all
Aye.
this sticking a cream egg in their fucking mouth and going,
Aye,
shut
we
up?
want to know their deepest, darkest feelings when they're upset now, innit? But before it was just,
Aye,
and
just
that's the way we were. Listen, it was the way we were brought up, mate. It's the way life was back then, wasn't it?
Aye.
You would every time you went to the swimming pool or that when you were younger, they would give you a couple of pounds so you could get a roll frit on the way home and stuff like that.
I know. As soon as you
No,
done anything
no,
active,
we're
you were
giving them a wee-
rewarded with shite food.
Aye, 100. Now they'll get a wee packed lunchbox with hummus and that in it when they're finished.
Are you really like super kind of like thingy on your food with your kids as well, with that kind of thing when you make it with them? Because I find that you need to have a good balance with that. Like I'll give my wee chicken nuggets and stuff like that, but I'll always make her fish and vegetables and try and do a good a balance as possible. But I think it's hard, man, because I do it for myself as well, selfishly, mate. Because as soon as she wants donuts, I want fucking donuts. So I start eating the shite too.
I think, mate, before we were probably like Tracy had always made nice meals and she would always cook everything fresh, but it was all the other stuff, like we would have takeaways every other night as well, or we would have chocolate from it. So then naturally back to the nature of the nurture, we were living like that, and maybe they weren't as healthy as they could have been as well. And that's probably it's totally changed now. Now kids are still going to eat. Joey's he's the sporty one out of everybody, but he's probably the worst eater out of them. He doesn't like anything apart from cheese, pizza, and chicken nuggets.
Oh,
and
nice.
he's a
That's good.
13-year-old. That's just,
Fucking...
and it has to be playing pizza. But he's fit as a fiddle, and he's
And is it primarily football he's into? Aye,
football and boxing, mate. So it
boxing.
is. So,
So is
he
he going to
plays.
follow in your foot? How did that come about with the boxing? See the boxing that I've seen you do. I want to purposely kind of keep in the dark for it because it's something that I want to ask you about fresh because it's something I want to
Aye.
do. I want to always have challenges because I feel when you lose that kind of weight, there's a really, really kind of it's easy to stop there because I lost the weight. I went for like 35 stone right down to maybe 12 stone. And it
Yep.
was just cardio and
That's
yoga.
crazy, mate.
And so I went, I need to do, but I had the fucking skin and all that. And I was like, "Ooh,
Aye.
this isn't good, right?" So then I spent the next couple of years doing weight training, and so trying to kind of mix it up and stuff like that. So ever in the last 10 years, I've always gave myself new challenges. Then I thought, right, okay, I've put weight training into the kind of curriculum of what I'm doing. Then I added jujitsu in. So my goal it was before I was 45. I've clearly no done it, but I wanted to do a jiu-jitsu tournament, wrestle a professional wrestling match, and then hopefully have like a cage fight, right? But then in looking at it, I don't fucking laugh. It can happen. I could do it. Don't fucking laugh at me,
It's
you prick.
shocking. It's good to set it. It's good to set the bar nice and
Go
low.
to,
Isn't
Onion, go to.
it?
And but then I saw a lot of people doing what you do, which is the bottom. And I thought, because for years, a part of my workout has been hitting the heavy bag.
Yeah.
And I've been doing the Bass Rooting workout. Have you ever seen that? It's on
I
Spotify
have,
and
and
YouTube
I've
and stuff.
watched a lot of them as well,
I
mate.
love
Aye.
Baz. He's my fucking goat MMA guy, right? But I think a lot of the knowledge that you can get for his tutorials are incredible. So I do that all the time. And I thought, that's helped my cardio and it's made me want to kind of experience, maybe try a boxing match or something. I don't know,
Aye.
maybe do that because I think that's probably a lot more doable than a fucking cage fight at 45 years old.
I
So tell
reckon
me
you
about it.
could.
How did you get into it and what is it?
So, first of all, before we go, by any stretch of the imagination, I'm not a boxer. Like yourself, mate, and I don't claim to be, and I never will claim to be. I'm very good but I look very good in the pads and at sparring, but for my two fights, we'll get into it. I don't seem to be getting it right. But a bit like yourself, mate, since I've started losing the weight, people are like, oh, you're doing too much. But I just seem to, like last year, I went and ran 100 miles in March when I was still pretty big, but I'd lost about 7 stone doing that. And then I'm signing up for this. And people are like, what are you doing? But I just feel like stuff I couldn't do before. I
That's
just
it.
want to do it. And I just keep,
You've
I'm
got a new
always,
body again. You want to explore
aye,
it, like swimming. See, the first time you went swimming with this new body, it's fucking weirdly freeing, isn't it? It's like you don't have all this
aye.
weight that you're pulling away, and then when you're hitting a bag, you're
Yes,
no
mate.
slow when you're doing that. You're trying to kind of take this new body. It's like a new motor in it. You want to fucking see what it does.
Aye, but see, but to be fair, mate, it's probably people are like, why do you want to get punched in the head at 40? Midlife crisis, mate. I should have bought a motorbike and should have just bought a
Nah, this
motorbike
is
and got
way
it
more
over
fun,
done
mate.
with.
This is way more fun getting fucking CTE.
That's it, mate. After my last fight as well, that was pretty rough. But do you know what? It's something I've always loved. In my army days, my mates, Sean, he went professional as well. Sean, he's still in the army. Used to go and watch him when he fought against the US Marines for the British Army. Used to follow him everywhere, watch his fights, and it's just something. Even when I left the army, mate, I was 24 stone. And I
Right.
should not 24 stone when I left the army, but I was always I just get away with it because I was in the infantry in the Argyll and Southern Highlanders, but because of the way I was with people and my kind of attitude, I would never give up, even when I was bigger. But people used to say to me, if you lose that weight, you'll fly. But it just never sunk, mate. It never sunk in. It would never, probably didn't see myself as being that big, which is mad. And now
Yeah. Well,
you'll
you're
know
six
yourself.
foot. You see, you got a big frame, 20 odd
Aye.
stone. That's no terrible. You're probably about a fucking 38-inch waist. It's no like,
Oh no, I was probably about 44,
what are
46
you
in
really
the army
funny?
still.
I
Aye,
thought you had
mate.
a bit more
I was
muscle when you fuck said you're in infantry.
No, I didn't have any muscle, mate. I was a fat infantry soldier, mate. That's as simple as that. But when I would go on tour and stuff and go to Afghanistan, I would carry the weight, I would do everything, I would never let anybody down. So I got away with it. I got away with it, and I kind of, when I probably shouldn't have. So I was always big, and then when I got out in 2012, and then for a good few years, mate, you're out the army and you're just dropped. You're dropped,
Aye.
and you're out. Took voluntary redundancy. I couldn't get a council house. I went for a job at Kilmarnock bus station, mate. As the Kilmarnock bus station, for anybody, was notorious. So they had like a toilet attendant, and I went to the local council, East Ayrshire Council, and I put in my CV, and I got a letter back, mate, saying I didn't have enough qualifications for a £17,500 job a year to get to the next stage, to get an interview as a toilet attendant. So that just shows you, but that's what's wrong with it. I was lucky, mate, that I had a big family when I moved back to Ayrshire, and that family supported me through that, and I found a job and I kind of progressed. But that's where we are with society, and that was 10, 12 years ago. You did 2 tours of Afghanistan, Bosnia, whatever else I'd done,
You
and it
trying to get
wasn't
a
enough
job
to
as a
get.
fucking a bouncer at a toilet?
Couldn't even get an interview
Fuck me.
to wash toilet urinals, mate, and it's a true story. It was, and then you're thinking to yourself, what have I done since I was 16 to 26, 27? Why did I do that? And so life just went fucking. I got into my job that I'm in now, started from the bottom and kind of done, but everything else in life was going drinking too much and eating, and I went for, in the space of 8, 9 years, I went from 24 stone to 33. Now, probably, mate, at some stage in that few years, I was probably over 35, 36 stone. But you know yourself, when you get
Yeah, it
that big,
doesn't
you don't
matter.
stand in the scales. Then you
No,
don't even stand in the scales.
I don't even know if I was 35 stone, mate, because my scales only went to 30.
Aye,
Whatever
aye.
400 and fucking 20 pound is, that's only, and I was dieting constantly for 2.5 weeks, strict as fuck. It never moved. It
Never
just kept
moved.
saying error, ERR
Aye.
on it. And all of a sudden, one day I went on and it was like £3 down, and then it was like £4, and then it was like £7 and stuff. So mate, it does, even when you get to up to 30, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't make any difference
Aye.
at all.
So it was back and forth like that, and I was trying diets, trying everything, and it was just falling off the wagon. And then
Like what kind of things did you try? Did you try any like really extreme dieting? Like, did you try the carnivore
everything,
diet?
mate. I was fucking Slimming World,
Oh,
Slimming World, and you
con
go to
man.
Slimming World, you stand in the scales, and then
You're clapping.
I was even
Yay!
nobody really. There's not many people that know this, but I actually went to Slimming World when I was in Canterbury when I was in the army.
Did you
Like
really?
I was 20, and I remember I was 21 and a half, so infantry soldier, and I'm in Slimming World. Right, and I used to go with I went with one of the other wives, and then we went there, and you're sitting down, and I think the first week I lost 7.5 pound, right? And then I had fucking knocked my pan in training twice a day, all the company PT, and I'm sitting there, and they're like, "Oh, how did you do it?" And the wee one was like, "Oh, I walked my dog 4 times in it." And I'm sitting there like, "I've no ate a thing. I've had one of the microwave meals." I'm like, and
I've
then
done 2,000 push-ups and a fucking 100 pull-ups a day. And
like I've ran myself into the. I've been fucking like Forrest Gump this week, and I'm sitting there, I've no it, and I'd go home on the Thursday night. I'll never forget it. My ex-wife at the time, Claire, she's like, "Oh, brilliant! Let's celebrate with a Chinese."
I know that's it. Exactly. I just celebrate with junk food, with shite food. Did you get a wee fridge magnet? I got a wee fridge magnet when I went to Slimming World. It was like fucking
Aye,
Slimmer of the Week or something.
aye, Slim of the week, and congratulations, you've lost a stone.
Fucking
So I've done
cult.
all that, and done the Atkins diet, done like, and then the crazy no eating and all that stuff, and
What
it
was the
just
thing that stuck? What was the one that stuck? What diet can you maintain now throughout the year?
well now for 2 years it's just been the. I went through a stage with the boxing. We'll get into it. I was only eating maybe 1,000 calories a day, and it wasn't enough, mate. It was high protein chicken, but now I'm probably just under 2,000 calories now. But I've got some nice breaded chicken with a wee quiche there, and honors a salad and that in it, and
Nice
that's
one,
kind of
right?
what
That's right.
that's the way it is the new. And don't get me wrong, over the last couple of weeks, I've found a new not so good love for bounties again.
Oh, really?
So
Oh, tell me
the
about it. I
bounties
love a
have
good
got.
bounty, by the way. Have you
Oh
had the wee
mate,
crispy
so
rolls yet? Have you had the crispy roll ones?
I know the crispy roll bounties. No, I
Oh,
think that
heavy,
would.
man. We snap off like that, fucking right in it.
I,
Oh, aye, dead easy to
I
eat.
think that would probably push me off the wagon, mate, if I
Trigger me.
did taste them. Because when
What
I
is
was
your
in the
trigger food,
army,
by the
mate,
way? What is your like? See, like your go-to, like, see when right, picture yourself back fat as fuck again, right? And you can have any snack comfort thing you want. What was your go-to? What was it you want?
so there was a thing in the army that some of the boys that tune in will know, like Cherry Bakewells, mate.
Oh, right.
Cherry Bakewells is like, I
Mr.
would go,
Kipling things.
Mr. Kipling, mate, and we made a joke one night that Mr. Kipling ruined my army career, mate, because every night I would go in down to the shop and get a 6 pack of Mr. Kipling's, and even if I was skint, I would borrow money or something at Mr. Kipling's, and then I remember I
A
was
Bakewell
like,
junkie.
a bake with a mate on it, and then my mate, one of my best mates actually, John Fay, he stayed in the bed across from me, and I'm like, I need to do something here. That's it. I'm off the Cherry Bakewells. That's it. I'm on the wagon. Like Mr. Kipling's ruined my army career, and he would start hiding them in my combat trousers and stuff, and I'll never forget. I'll never forget he actually he super glued the box and tapping my TV, and I'm like, fucking ripping it half, and that was my go-to. But
Cherry
it wasn't just.
Bakewells,
It wasn't even like people think that soldiers, see, in the army, our diets were terrible, mate.
Aye, really?
All we'd eat was pot. We would have 3 square meals a day, but then you'd have your pot noodles, and there was another guy, I'll not name him, but there was a right outside the shop, right outside the camp, next to the pub. There was a kebab van. We would sit there right outside. So you see soldiers at 5 o'clock all out there eating kebabs on a Monday night and all that. It was just like.
You think, no, that's just like, they would be the ones that were eating properly, the other foods were prepared
mate.
and all that, and you think they're the fittest guys, and they're eating fucking kebabs and addicted to Cherry Bakewells.
See, when you would go around the lines at night, mate, and the lines is our accommodation, like, people think they'd all be in there. Maybe it's different now, mate, I've been out for 12 years, but you'd walk round 8 o'clock at night and it's pure quiet because everybody's at their bed or round their pal's bed. We're all watching Coronation Street and EastEnders, munching on Cherry Bakewells, and like the nutrition of that was out the window.
I'm a big fan of fucking Full Metal Jacket. I'm thinking like a fat body surgeon pile with fucking donuts in his face and making them all march around. That's not true at all, really.
So, as you'll know with Full Metal Jacket, mate, which wasn't good for me, as I said, when I went to training, I was 16, 17 stone.
Aye.
I went to training for my phase 1 at Basingbourne,
Right.
where they filmed a lot of
right,
the Full
right,
Metal
right.
Jacket. And my second name was Lyle.
Oh, exactly.
So you
You're
could
pretty close to
imagine.
Bale. Oh,
So
no, mate.
when we did the obstacle course, get off my obstacle course, private pile and that, because I had the skinhead and all that as well,
no,
mate. So
mate.
you're actually giving
That's
giving me
funny.
flashbacks there,
Your
mate.
PTSD
Aye.
here. Stuffing a Cherry Bakewell in your face. Eh?
Aye, mate, that was it. The comfort eating Cherry Bakewells. I think when you first joined the army, they gave you like they would keep your wages, but you would sign £40 out every week when you were in training. But your wages would get you would get it backdated after 10 or 12 weeks. I think it was 40 weeks, mate. I was down there just belt feeding all the food and hiding them in that, and hiding them in my locker. It was just mad. You'd have thought joining the army you'd get away with it, but I never managed to get away with it until 2 years ago, mate. It just followed me about that eating habit, that lifestyle.
Do you think you've broke it, or do you think it's something you need to fight all the time? Personally, I think it's something you need to fight all the time, but I've fought off. Like, I fell off at the weekend there because me and the Ian had a big day. She requested to watch Rocky 3, which is my favourite Rocky film, and she wanted to watch it. I was like, this is huge. We'll get some sweeties, which turned into fucking pancakes and turned into just a mess of just grub. But, yesterday, back on the normal diet again, everything's all right. So I know I can splurge and have like a pizza and all that kind of shit now and again. I can have donuts and like my trigger foods. I can eat them because I know I've broke that mentality, but I know I can go like a couple of days, 4 or 5 days eating shite every single day. I could very easily slip back into that again and put on a couple of stone, get injured, be like, oh, I don't need to train now. No, we're 2-3 months, no training, eating shite. Fucking bellies out to here again. That could happen to me very easily. I know that. So do you think that could happen to you again, or have you kind of
100%, mate. I think for me, I've always had an addictive personality, whether it be alcohol or eating crap, mate, anything addictive. And it was just about the last 2 years now being addicted. I'm addicted to the gym. So for a couple of days there, I didn't train because I wasn't feeling good, and I woke up yesterday morning thinking, why am I so tired? I was so tired because I hadn't been going to the gym. I changed it to going at night time because I was training. I've been training twice a day, but I've stopped it for the build up for my next fight to once a day. But I'm tired in the morning. I'm starting to get anxious. If I've not been to the gym for a couple of days, you'll know the same feeling, and then you're like, it's like tunnel vision. You need to get to the gym. Now that's the way I was about maybe drinking alcohol at the weekend or eating crap. So I believe 100%, mate. I could get used to. I could maybe go back. I don't think I would necessarily want to go back to the life I had before. The last 2 years has been outstanding. People say you're back to your old self. I'm probably better than I've ever been, like mentally and physically. And I'm doing stuff I'm taking care of myself that I've never done before. But absolutely, like, who doesn't like eating crap food and thingy, like? But no, I know I can't do that because, to answer your question, I'm more addicted. So if I get used to that, would I go back to that lifestyle again? I think I probably would. So I need to stay disciplined and try and maintain, and I'm not there yet. As I would say, I was started at 444 pounds. 205 kilograms. I'm down to about 200 for my last fight I was at 117 kilos, round about 260. But I still want to lose another 2 stone, mate. I want to lose. I'm closing in on the 15 stone mark. I want to lose 16, and that'll be like half the size I was before.
That's incredible,
But
man. Aye.
but it has slowed down over the last wee while. But
Mate, it
again,
does, but as soon as you get down to anywhere near where you think your goal weight is, as
yeah,
soon as you start performing at a level where you're exercising a lot, you need to, and I've found when you hit a plateau, you need to shock your body, you need to change
yes,
everything. And so I was stuck, I remember, around about like 200 pounds. That was when I started jiu-jitsu. And when I did that, I went for that to like 180. And then I went back up to 190, and I'd been 190 a few times, but it was a completely different 190 though. It's a totally this. I think you have to shock your body and do something
yeah.
different with it, you know.
So, how did you feel when you broke that 200-pound mark when you got under it the first time? How
It
did you
was
feel?
it was the 190 because again, right, I know that this podcast is a Sylvester Stallone podcast, but he's my favorite actor and a lot of
Yeah,
inspiration I've taken from him, and I know that's not true, but in the movie Over the Top, the arm
right.
wrestler movie, he weighed 190 pounds in that. He stood in the scales and went. So ever since I was a wee boy, because I was the same as you. When I was like fucking 13, I was 13 stone. I was 14, I was 14 stone. I've always been fat, whatever,
Yeah,
right? So I always dreamed, like, one day I'll be 190 pounds, and I finally got to it. And that was honestly, mate, it was like I cried. I could have, because I
aye.
thought,
Uh-huh.
finally, I'm at a weight that I thought I could never have done that ever in a million years. That would never have been me at all. Never get to weigh that. And then you're looking down and you see the number there, and you're thinking, that's fucking this, because it's hard. Because there's so many people that don't do it for whatever
No,
reason it may be, but it's a fucking, especially going for so big, as you know,
yeah,
right down to that, and then you get to where you're thinking. But then I'm like, well, what's next? Because
aye,
the
aye,
anxiety sets in. I can't stay here. It's like I'll just go and I'll have a fucking nice meal tomorrow and I'll be 195, or I'll have a fucking drink or something like that and I'll be 195. And I can't be caught up in the anxiety of staying at that number, so I have to have a challenge after that.
100%, mate. And the thing is, as well, when see the reason I started like my TikTok and that, it's not something I want to be doing. Some of the pictures are unflattering. They're not. It's no nice. People, and I did a lot of comparisons. But when I first started, I had people messaging saying, "Oh, I'm too big to go to the gym." You know what it's like, mate, when you're that size. I went to the gym. I can remember Lewis, my gym partner. At first, he married to my cousin. He's like, "I come to the gym," and I'm like, "I'm too big." I started couch to 5K. He's like, "Come to the gym with me," and that's me. You'll see the earlier pictures. Fucking massive. And I remember him help me off the bench. And anybody that's you think 35 stone, you're too big to go. Basically, what we said, 33 stone, fuck it, you can't do anything. So that's why I started my TikTok channel, because it just started coming off. It's showing like it's never too late for anybody out there
That's
to
it.
go there. And these gyms, they're no full of people that are. They're not full of people that are looking at you and talking about, because you think you're getting in there and everybody's talking about you. You're paranoid. They're whispering, and that's what I thought. And even when I'm in there, always came across a confident guy anyway. When you're bigger, you kind of the funny guy in the room, the loud guy, and all that. But you're
Right.
fucking dying inside, mate, aren't you? You're dying inside.
Yep.
You go out and you go out to the pub and you're getting drunk because that's the only way you can feel confident to be in the room. It's mad. So when
I
you
would
go to the
imagine.
gym, you're like
I've only been to the gym a couple of times because I was too riddled with anxiety to go to a gym. I turned my
100%.
garage into a gym, so my garage is my gym. It's got everything I need. But since I've been to the gym a few times and again, even though I'm no fat anymore and I'm quite fit and stuff like that, I'm still like fucking out my nut going, as everybody looked at me, can they see that wee fucking love handle I've got there? But I guarantee most of everybody else is probably in there doing the same thing. They're probably
100%. And
worried everybody's looking at them.
What I found, a lot of them were actually, they'd come up to me after 6, 7. No, I've not been for a wee while to the gym that I go to because since the last 3 months, I've just concentrated solely on going to my boxing gym
boxing,
because of
aye.
what I had coming up and stuff. But as soon as I'm finished at the end of the month, I'll be back there because that gym was absolutely outstanding. And people would come up and say, "Oh, you've actually lost." And at first, you're like, "Oh, people talking to you, people are noticed," but everybody was just championing each other.
That's
And
great to
I
hear,
just wanted to
man.
get that out that you're big, you think you're too big to go. But all I say to people is like, it doesn't matter what you do. If you go out and walk a K, or you go out and walk five minutes and then come back in, you're lapping yourself that was on the couch yesterday,
That's it, mate.
whatever you're doing. And it's all about lapping yourself. And then eventually you'll get into that mindset where you'll try and beat the only person you're competing against is yourself. But in your head, you're thinking, that person's looking at me, look at that person and that. But you're the only person you're winning, you fight the battles with you, and you win the battles with you. Your biggest enemy at times is you in your head, isn't it? You're in your own mind, mate. And
Mate, I
it's
couldn't
just
say any
about,
better myself. It's always just you against you and that kind of thing.
yes,
And I seen even my closest pals when I was at my biggest, I see them looking at me and thinking and I could see them in their
yeah.
heat saying, "Look how fucking fat he's got." I've not seen him in a couple of months and he is fucking gigantic. But they won't say to you because
No,
they're too nice to
no.
you. They won't be that. They won't say to you. My partner at the time. She'd put on a wee bit of weight. I just obviously put on so much. But even that, she would never say anything. And you think, so all I wanted was somebody to say, "You're fat as fuck. You need to do
Aye,
something." So I had to do it. I had to
yeah.
sit with a mirror in front of my face and say, "Right, you fat cunt, you can't ever eat donuts ever again. You can't ever have chocolate ever again." And you have to believe that. And you have to then change it. It's a mental thing.
100%, mate. And one of the things it doesn't bother me as such, but nobody, bar two people in my life, had said anything about me. One of them was what we Scottish Grannies are like. They're absolute.
Perfect.
She's the only
Aye,
person in the world I'm scared of, my gran, all right? And I love her to bits. But she's day high, so she is. But she's the scariest woman on the planet. But she loves us all. But she fires for the hip, mate. And the Scottish Grannies just shotgun for the hip, didn't they?
Yeah.
And me and Tracy were in one day, and she's like, "You need to lose weight." And I'm like, "I know." And she's like, "When you die, I'm not watching the veins, I'm too old." And I'm like, "Fuck me,
Right
Gran."
there.
But that's it. And then I remember fast forward when I started and I went in and I'm like, "I've lost 4 stone." And she's like, "Oh, good, another 6 to go."
Let's keep
And I'm
going.
like,
It's
"Fuck
that.
me."
Aye.
I was like,
It's Scottish
but
encouragement.
it's tough love, isn't it?
Aye.
And that's where it came from. But the thing that annoys me, that didn't annoy me because that's your grand being honest. But what annoys me now is people are like, "Oh, you've lost too much weight. Do you know think you're doing too much?" And I'm thinking, "Fuck me, where were you when I was 33 stone?" That nobody,
See,
and
I've
some of
had
them
that.
would say,
You look at
"Aye."
the people that are telling you that, though. Look at the people that are telling you that. They're
But
probably fat, mate. And they can't
no,
be.
listen, I think. But it goes back to what we're saying as well earlier about having to do something. They're probably right, mate. I probably do far too much. I'm probably when I get to a certain goal, when I wanted to get to 12 stone, I stopped eating and was training 3 times a day. And I don't advocate it for anybody. It's not the way to go, but you get that
That's the
fixed and locked
addictive
on.
personality, mate.
It's
I
addictive
get a thing.
personality.
I ended up because of my stomach. I was always so paranoid because my stomach was so big. It used to hang right to my knees So I thought to myself in my fucking genius brain, the way to cure that is sit-ups. Because if I just do countless sit-ups a day, I can't have a fat stomach. So I had one of the men's health weight benches just sitting in my living room, pointed at the telly, and I used to just grind out hundreds of sit-ups watching my 600 pound life. Just
Aye.
fucking grinding them out and just watching fat people think I can't be like that. I'm never going to do that. That's a mental illness. That's a
Aye,
fucking addictive
100%.
personality of doing that. And you do go too far because again, you're scared of that whole thing of do I fall into the addiction of the other thing that's really bad for me. At least this addiction is good for me.
Yeah, and the other thing as well is, and you hear women, and I'll be perfectly honest, like body dysmorphia. See now, look and I see the love handles, I see the boobs that I can't seem to get rid of, but I don't see everything else. I
You're
don't
always going to
see
be
that.
like that, mate. You're always
I'm a
going to see the
38
fucking
West, and I
negatives.
walk by and people are like, you look good, but I just feel, I feel worse now than what I did. I'm probably more confident back then, mate. It's
That's your
crazy.
brain. That's your brain fucking with you. That's all that is.
We're always a prisoner in our own head, mate, isn't it?
100%.
And it's
Get back
good
to the boxing
sometimes.
really quickly, Stevie. I want to talk to you about that because you've got a fight coming up. Is it when is it?
30th of May,
The
mate.
30th of May, right? So I want to ask you a wee quick thing, right? So you're in fight camp for that, and it's usually how because I read on you, is it 6 weeks you're going to do a fight camp?
Well, this one here would have been 12 weeks, mate.
12.
So, what happened is I took a fight, white collar fight. I took it in December, and for whatever reason, it was supposed to be a month. So I went into boxing, mate, 3 years ago, and I'll share some pictures with you when I first went to my coach, John, and I was massive, mate, 33 stone. And back to what you said, stood in his scales, and it said error. So I didn't even know, and they stopped at 30 stone, same as you, mate, right? And so I went to him for a wee bit, and I lost a bit of weight, but then I put it back on. But I'd always done boxing because, as I said, I love boxing. We digressed a bit. I love boxing. I followed it. I was a student of the game, mate. I would watch. I know what I'm talking about with it, but I could never actually do it. Even in the army, I tried it, but I was still a bit big then. I think I was 107 kilos at once when I went for a fight there. So it's always been a passion. But when you're that big, you can't do your passion, can't you know?
You can't even
So
train really for it, can you?
no, so I went to Big John 3 years ago and I was training in, he had a wee hut and we were training up there. And then I kind of fell away and I thought I need to, when I started on the GLP-1 and when I come back for that holiday, I just went to the gym and I was smashing the gym out for over a year. I was doing weights, I was doing cardio, I was lost about 7 stone the first year. And then I went, carried on, I was doing running, I was doing bits and bobs, and then I went back into John's gym last he moved, and I went in Ayrshire MMA last October, and I said I said John, I'll just come back in, I'll do a session a week maybe, and that was in the Wednesday night, and then I remember pulling up 2 days later on the Friday, and I just see him laughing. He's like, I knew you'd be here tonight. I said, I tell you I wasn't coming tonight. He's like, but I knew after Wednesday night that you would be back because it's so addictive.
Yeah.
And I was big still then last year, and I was slow, but I just kind of got into that thing, and it grips you. Boxing grips you, and doing like you with jiu-jitsu, doing that kind of martial arts, and being able to do something that was it was a fucking pipe dream years ago.
Somebody else used
And
to do that kind of thing. It's no you that did that at fucking 30 odd stone sitting in your couch. That's something somebody else
100%.
did. And knew you're in the middle of doing it. It's amazing, aye.
It's crazy, mate. And then so I just started training, and then in December, I took a fight for the January.
And so
I
what is
took it
this
against.
white collar boxing? This is where you sign up to an organisation and they pair you with somebody like his kind of, because it's no professional fighters or anything, it's people who are like hobbyists and they'll
Yeah,
sign you up
it
to
can be.
next
It can be, mate. So I get paired up with a guy. We decided to go, and it was a TikTok promotion, and it
Right.
fell through because the guy had ran away with the money. You know, it just.
Oh, really?
So the first,
Yeah.
unbelievable, mate. And we shouldn't have went in the first place. So it went. I went. We've got a big organisation here called NCEF. That's white charity boxing, but it's the closest thing to an amateur stroke pro show. They would look after the guys. So I went there, signed up for a fight to fight in February, and I went against a young boy, 23-year-old, and he'd 2 fights. He had a fight, he had an exhibition, but very good. So I signed up for that at the end of February. I just kicked in the training, 6 weeks training, and I think it probably was about 6 weeks training, but I had already been training for the fight in December, so it'd been going on. I've been training for December twice a day, mate, and then that
What kind
first
of training were you doing
fight.
for that? Were you sparring with somebody in the ring, or was it just pad work and like
It
circuit
started
training? Or
back in when we went in October. It was just doing the pad work with John, and then when I said I would then go to the fight, we started sparring, and then you're doing pad work. But I'm also running in the morning. I was still going to the gym, doing the weights, and then I'll be doing that at night. But come February, I thought before the fight, I thought maybe stop the weights as much because it would kind of slow me down. I was looking well, probably the best I've looked, but maybe slow me down a bit. So I was running 5K every morning, and then I was just training, boxing training every night, just making sure I was doing 2 cardio sessions a day. And I went and had my first fight, and it
what
was
would you say your
amazing,
rounds?
mate.
Were you practicing your sparring rounds? Is like how many rounds would you do in a kind of session?
So in our gym, we would, because we're fighting 3-2s, John would have us sparring. We were sparring 6 and 8 and 10 at some point. So you're raring to go, like very a tough, hard taskmaster, but very good at what he does. Ayrshire MMA, boxing, and striking class. And he was big at one point, mate. When I first went to him, he was up at 20. He was obviously an ex-professional MMA fighter. He won the Scottish title. Did eight, I think he's had 86 fights in total, but it just shows you he went through a stage in his life and he was up to 25 stone. I'm sure the other day there, mate, he's down to 15 stone. He's
Right.
6'4",
Oh,
right?
fuck, right, aye.
So you're a big boy, and he's been that big. So being with him, and seeing that transformation, have somebody pushing you like that, and he's, as I say, he was quite a few amateur fights. So see when I'm in there sparring, it can be hard, but
I
you're in
bet.
there if you're doing it with somebody like him.
How do you feel? How do you feel the movement that you've got when you're sparring? Because you've been sparring now for a bit. Then, like you were heavier, and then
Yes.
obviously you're sparring you're lighter. Your movement's a lot different. How you hold your body, your stance is different as well. Being heavier to lighter.
Yeah, as I say, I'm still 117 kilos, so you're still pretty big, but I feel for a heavyweight, I move pretty well. My
Aye.
movement's good. But for some reason, for the two fights, the first fight, first round and the third round, my movement was great. And then the second round, the blinkers got on. Everybody says that, everybody says, like, the occasional get to you. And I thought, it'll not get to me. I've been to
Feel that a
Afghanistan, I've
lot.
been shot
Aye.
at. But, like, I'm pretty cool in
Fuck,
that.
aye, right enough. Aye, yeah. You've been through some real hair-raising, real life things rather than just
And
aye.
But in that second round, I just went in and the boy caught me, mate. He caught me, and I went down, but I got back up, and then I'm just like, yeah, everything, my movement in the two fights haven't been what I've been doing in the gym or sparring. It's just been everything's kind of went out the window. That when you get in there, I'm trying to be eager to show people that I'm hard and stuff, and no actually boxing.
Aye,
The
my
last
pal.
guy was about 6'5", 6'6",
Seen him.
mate.
I seen him. He's a
Big
big lumper
boy, mate. He
cunt. I
had
know.
his own story. It turns out, absolute gentleman, Big Lenny. But my game plan was to let him come out at me and box him, mate. And I didn't. I went there and I tried to jab him, and I'm out of range because this guy was huge. His
Aye.
arms were like twice the length of mine. And when he hit me, mate, the gloves weren't the best, but there's no excuses. But when he hit me, you knew it hit me, and I was down in the first round. But
Right,
again,
right.
I've got that daft thing in my head that just don't give up. And I'm like,
That's no daft. That's no daft. That's right.
well, it is if there's somebody at 6'6" and he's bashing your brain in, mate. It's,
Nah. No, man, keep fucking getting up, man. Keep getting
but
up.
we just keep, and it's a Rocky, isn't it? It's
That's
Mickey,
it.
get
Totally,
up,
man.
isn't
Totally
it?
fucking right.
You've got that wee thing there. And again,
That's
you're
not a
thinking,
loss, though. The fact that you trained hard,
aye,
you made that walk, you got in the ring, whether you win or lose, you've already won because you've done that. It
I
doesn't
know.
matter how you perform in there because a pal, one of my closest pals, a friend of the show, Jamie McKenzie, he's an ex-MMA champion. He trains me, he trains loads of folk. And he always says, no matter what, his technique goes out the window.
yeah,
He said, you can fucking
100%.
learn combinations all you want. He said, but when you get in there and the lights are there and the guy's in front of you and you're in the fight, technique goes out the fucking window for the best of
Aye.
it. It's like, it just happens, mate.
Big guy was 124 kilos, 6'7", and when he just ran at you, and his technique wasn't the best, but when that guy's running at you, and you're thinking,
There's not much
and
you can do, man. That's a big fucking
no,
disadvantage
but
of it.
listen, it's frustrating because everybody sees how good I'm at, and I coach, I help coach the younger boys as well, and I can, when I'm talking to them, I can see stuff, their foot movement, but I can't put it into practice myself when you go in there because it goes out the window. It goes fucking, it just goes everywhere, and I'm just thinking, but I love it. I love it. I only took that last fight in a week and a half notice, and I looked at the big boy in his last fight, and I said I could beat him because I was training for this fight. I was training for this fight at the end of May. Big outdoor show in New Cumnock, mate. 1,200 people. And I'm a bit embarrassed about it. They've got me for the fourth last fight.
Nice one,
There's guys that have been that should be well on. I should be well on before them. But I just think because me and the boy that I'm fighting, Gary, we've had a bit of back and forth and stuff.
I've seen that. There's a bit of exposure to you, so that's good though. You're bringing eyes to the event, so you should be in that place in the card, man. That's something to be really proud of.
Do you know what? There's a heavyweight fight on before it, and these boys they're friends, right? Oren and Connor, they work with each another. This will be their third fight, mate. They were fighting 2 Saturdays ago. I was at it, and they knocked fucking lumps at each other, mate, for a title, right? And they're best mates. Next day, they were working, and Connor was supposed to pick him up, and it's like this is what this NCF is all about. It's like a family. That these guys are.
It's no
and
violence.
we're slagging each other.
It's a sports. It's a sport at the end of the day. It just happens to be fighting, but it's still sport at the end of the day. You know,
100%.
That's an amazing story. I love hearing that. I think that's fucking great.
And you see a lot on the TikTok, and I know people might class me as I'm not a TikToker. I'm just a fat guy, mate, that made some videos, right? And that's it. And I don't talk like a TikToker. There's a lot of TikTokers that have come on and they've wanted to get into boxing. They're pulling out of fights, or they've realised it's no for them now. I haven't won yet, but I don't believe I've done myself a disservice. But these 2 boys, mate, they were talking before the fight. One of the other boy, the boy Connor, his young nephew was doing Orange Corner, and it's like these boys, it was mad, mate, and they were fighting for the title, talking to each other before it, and then they go out there and they knock lumps at each other. And Big Oren won his belt back, but Big Connor's like, they're fighting again at the end of the month for the last one of the trilogy, and they work with each other. They work in a farm, and it's like that's what this is about. That's what boxing's about. We're not on here. Me and Gary have had a bit of back and forth, the boy that I'm fighting, but he's lost 7.5 stone as well. You can't no respect somebody that's changed their life like that.
Absolutely.
And I don't like talking bad. I did that interview. I did the press conference with TB Promotions, and Big Lenny came out, and I'm good at talking, mate. So when he came out with glasses and stuff and tried to intimidate me, I kind of put it on him a bit. So
that was all fun, mate. That was all a bit of bro fun.
It was all fun, but
absolutely. I never thought there was anything malice about it.
No, it wasn't. It was just me being quick-witted. But at the end of the day, chat shit and get banged, didn't it? He had me on my ass in the first round. But back to the 2 boys, they're best mates, and they champion each other. They train in the same gym together as well. It's like I think they're just to work together. But they'll go out there. They're fighting just before me, but they should be fighting. There's 3 title fights, and then I'm on before the title fight.
That's amazing.
But they'll be fighting tonight, they boys, and that's what I say to my friends. Like, they boys are going to go in there, punch the head off each other, and then I'm going to go in there and try and survive with Big Gary. He's another 6 foot. He's another 6'4". That's what I'm saying. With 3 fights, because we don't. It's again, is it that self-sabotage thing? I should maybe have went in with somebody that's not my first fight, somebody that hadn't fought, but I look at it and say I could beat him. Big Lenny, I looked at him and said, he's massive, but I'll beat him. The next boy, Gary, he's not had any fights, but he looks very good. He's big boy. You're thinking, do I really want this at 40-year-old? But
you do, because like
something yourself.
It's not against them, it's you. It's you against you. You're not fighting them. They're just there. They're just there to fucking fulfill your thing.
I've said this is my last one, Robert, because I don't want to be the journeyman of white collar boxing.
I want you to hang on, because I want to get to it, and I want to fight on a card with you, and we could both be like the fucking the X30 stoners.
I can do your corner or something, mate. I can bring out your water.
We might even fight each other.
Well, I've told Tracy, and that'll be my last one, but because it's obviously I don't do things half measure as we've spoke about, so I'm training twice, 3 times a day. I'm like a bear for my first fight. I was in my head that I had to be under 19 stone. I wanted to see 18 stone for my first fight. So I was starving my heavyweight, and I was starving myself before I fight. The only heavyweight in the planet that's trying to starve herself because I wanted to go into the and I was weight trained as a heavyweight, as a super heavyweight going into the fight because I wanted to
You want to see that 18 on the scale?
on the scales, and I went in at 19.6. A week and a half later, I was 18.10.
Jesus
So
fuck.
and
You've
I
definitely
felt
got
better.
that mental illness, mate, is there, that's it.
It's mental, mate, and that's to Tracy. But because I said to Tracy I would only fight once, and then as soon as that fight was over, I agreed to the
Did it
fight with
again.
Gary that was
Did
cancelled
it.
the first time. I jumped in at it too soon, and then I'm like, a big outdoor event, 1,200 people, New Cumnock, NCF, Nicola and Andrew, they look after them, and I'm like, I'll have another shot at that. So she's like, and I said, it'll be New Cumnock, then I'm done. And then a month before New Cumnock, I went to my coach and said, look, been offered this fight in a big promotion. He's like, no. And I said, look at him. And I should never have done it, mate. I took it in a week and a half notice. I should have stuck to what I'd done. I went up, but I went Normandy Hotel, all the people and the big exposure and that. And it was fun. A bit of a press conference. It went
There was a
viral
lot of
and
these
stuff.
clips went viral and stuff, because I saw them not just for your page, because I found you through, I think just before you'd done that, but a lot of them, I saw tons of the clips like reposted and reclipped and other things, stuff like that. So it got your name, it got the kind of white collar boxing, the Ayrshire thing out there as well. So I don't know, I don't think it was a bad thing you done that.
No, it was. I should have. I thought I would beat the guy. I should have. I just freeze up. I get in there and he runs at me, and I don't freeze up. Instead, I should just stay at the back foot, box him, and move. But I'm too eager, and then it kind of. Instead, I know what to give too much away, because Big Gary thinks the boy I'm fighting at the end of the month, he thinks he's going to walk over the top of me. Thinks he's going to come out.
Don't worry, I'm going to release this soon, so don't give away your game plan or nothing.
No, I wouldn't, mate. No, that's fine. But everybody that spars with me in the gym, nobody's walking over the top of me. It's that mad stupid thing again, isn't it? It's like, it's just,
I love it, man. It's a fucking total inspiration to me, I'll be honest. It really is. And I'm so happy I can hear, because mate, you're exactly like me. And you've done what I want to do. So I'm thinking it's possible, then I can do that too.
So Tracy was saying to me, she's like, do you think it's like, do you think it's like a form of self-harm, like you're getting in there? And I said that to my coach, Big John, and Big John said, aye, it is, mate. He's like, all fighters go in there. That's you're not right if you go in there to do that anyway.
I kind of like the pain. See the pain that you put yourself through when you get a really hard workout, or like a really fucking hard roll at jiu-jitsu, or a really fucking slam the bag hard, anything at all, really hard weights, and I feel drained after it and I'm sore as fuck the next day. I feel great. I think that's a fantastic feeling, because it's a pain I've gave myself, because I know it's
You've earned it.
Rather than a pain I get by just sitting in my arse. I've got compressed discs in my back, the right at the bottom of my back, that gives me like sciatica and stuff like that. And that's just for all that gigantic fatness sitting on my arse so long for like countless hours a day. And that is a pain that I need to live with, that I gave myself through just being fat. I love the pain I gave myself through being active. It's a different, I enjoy it.
Aye, it's different because you've earned it, isn't it?
That's it. That's what I'm thinking. So I might quite like getting punched in the face. So what I see and what it feels like.
I like the boxing. It's just getting the punched in the face part. It's like,
especially because 6'7", that's a problem, man.
I don't listen. I think he said that 6'5", but he was a big old boy. But turns out the bit back and forth at the press conference and that, I was only there to make up the numbers. This big guy, he was a big review and stuff, and I'm like, nobody's going to intimidate me. So as you seen, I kind of stuck it a bit, and it went viral. But it was after it got him a drink, and that he wasn't drinking alcohol, I wasn't either. We sat down, we watched another fight, and that's what it's all about, the respect after it, and it's no and. I didn't like the fact that then I was talking to his missus and she's like, I said they've cut all the clips and it just makes me look as if I'm a cheeky fucker.
Yeah,
But I'm pretty quick-witted, mate. Know what I mean? I
Yeah,
like to,
are you going to do
to
that? Is there going to be a press conference for the big goal?
No, the NCF, they're more like they don't need it. I mean, they've 1,200 people, mate, and the tickets are nearly sold out. So they are
Right, right.
for New Cumnock, and it's I don't know if you know New Cumnock up
I
near
don't.
Ayrshire.
No.
It's deepest, darkest Ayrshire, so it is. It's up by
What's that
Kilmarnock,
mean?
and it's
Oh, come
that
on.
is.
Aye, okay.
Aye, so it's in Glen Afton's football ground, an outdoor, a wee junior football ground. They've got 1,200 odd tickets, outdoor event in the end of the month. It's going to be absolutely
That's
brilliant,
phenomenal,
mate.
mate. May
And they
30th.
don't need the exposure. Everybody loves it anyway.
So they know it's going to
And
be have eyes on it anyway, so they don't need the
Aye,
fucking press
their
conference.
biggest thing, mate, Nicola and Andrew, they're just looking after the fighters. You see some of these white collar ones that go and there's just mismatches, guys that are said that they've never boxed before, and you turn out you've got X amount of amateur fights and all that.
Aye,
And
right,
there's a
right.
lot of that in the white collar. So a lot of people, I've got close mates that done boxing coaching, and they like are worried about you doing that. But I genuinely believe that this promotion that I fought my first one on and what will be my last one, they genuinely care about the fighters. Same with my coach. My coach would never, Big John, we've got 7 fighters. Shout out to all the boys, Lennox, Bradley, the boys that are on this card, mate. So we've got a wee toty gym in Cumnock and we've got 6 or 7 fighters on it. And my coach, Big John, would never match me up with somebody that he knows that I would beat easily. Wouldn't he do it? He wouldn't do it for the other
You're not
person.
going to learn it anyway, so
No,
nobody's
we're
going to
no
get
one there to hurt anybody either. We're no
exactly.
boxers, mate. We're
No, you
just
want to
people.
challenge yourself, you want to get there, exactly.
There's people that went through addiction. There's people that have been into prison. That they've all got similar stories or stories of where you've been on the bones of your ass, and we're new. This is maybe part of our journey and part of our recovery, and we're not out there to try and make a fool of anybody or hurt anybody. It's all about the matchups are fair and they're looking after it. Heavyweights as well. Like the last time I fought in that other promotion, it was 12-ounce gloves. Now I believe there was a big saga about it, but I'm not going to get in. I fought in the same gloves as him, so that was my point. I could have said, no, I'm not fighting with these gloves. There's people that didn't fight on that night. There was a big thing about that. I chose to fight that bravado thing. That
Aye.
I had the same gloves, I had the same size of gloves as him.
That's
But
what I want
these
to ask you
guys.
about the gloves. So is it what is the regulation in the glove size usually when you get a white collar?
So it's not. I don't think it is regulated, but NCAF they regulate it themselves.
Right.
If you're a heavyweight, you don't fight in anything less than 16-ounce gloves.
Aye,
So it's
aye.
16-ounce for heavyweights, which is they're not there to see knockouts. They're there to just make sure that everybody gets same, and then all the other fighters will fight in 12-ounce gloves, mate. So they will. So they look after. That's what I'm saying. They look after everybody. They're just interested. You get a purse as well, mate. They give you a wee purse.
That's
And
not bad,
I
isn't
swear
it?
to God, I wasn't even out the ring, and the wee guy was there like we are ringing
Getting you the
last
money,
night.
getting
The
you to
first
pay
one.
it.
There's your money. Then you're away at the bar, and so. But again,
That sounds
I
great,
would see
man.
the amount of friends I've met through it just for that first show
Aye.
that I did. They did it in a place. They did it in it's a primary school in Drungen, mate. That you have the
it?
show on a Saturday. It was wild. All the locals are in, and it was just brilliant, mate. So it was. And this time it's an outdoor in New Cumnock. Any of your
That's a
listeners,
big jump, man. That's fantastic, mate. That's fantastic. No,
and
we'll definitely pump that show. 100%. I'll be mentioning it on the show and stuff like that, and we'll be sharing the
aye,
photos.
so
That's
30th
amazing.
of May, 30th of May, mate, at the Glens Park in New Cumnock. Again, I think the last I looked, there's 20 fights, mate, and it starts at 12:30, 1 o'clock, and
Aye.
it's on to about 5 or 6. And some of the
Fantastic.
fights are phenomenal, mate. And they don't take it, it's £30 a ticket. That last show I was on, £60 a ticket for people
Was
out in
it?
Normandy,
Aye.
so it was, aye. And I only took it on, mate, maybe a week and a half, and I still
What, so you,
sold 15, 20 tickets or something. People,
that's a
there's
great
a
day of
long
fights,
list
though.
of people.
Especially saying it's like a community thing, sort of thing, and people are
Aye,
into it. That's amazing. So this
there's
is
a
the
long list of people that would
this is the
pay to see me
nothings.
get my head punched in, Robert. So there is, so it's giving evident that. So,
But Stevie, it's the Nothing Is Over podcast. Obviously, that's what it's called. So, what is next? What is the next challenge? Because you're saying that's your last fight. You need to keep challenging yourself because obviously that's what happens. So, what is your next thing? Do you have a next
so
thing?
as I say, the next one, 30th of May, there's been a bit of chat between me and Gary. I think he thinks he's in for an easy night. So all I'm thinking about now is just going out there and style and the 30th and getting that win, mate. I
Aye.
believe I'm good enough to do it if I can put everything together. And then after it, mate, like yourself, I'm just going to concentrate on the bodybuilding side of it again and the weights and maybe trying to get building muscle. But again, it's just getting up in the morning. As long as I can just get up in the morning, mate, and I still have that want to go to the gym, and that's it. Just take every day at a time, mate, and that's all I'm going to do. Just keep going, push myself every day to keep this better life that I've got, and just try and improve myself and my family's lifestyle, mate, by being a happier, healthier self.
That's it, because you're a much better person this way. So you're a better father, a better man. It makes everything better.
Yeah, 100%.
A couple of things I do want to ask you, right? So, can you think of a song that encompasses your transition, like your whole kind of transformation that you went through? Is there a song that you could think of in your head that would sum that time up? A song that you listen to?
Well, I was I was listening to your podcast, I think it was number 42, and I'd written when I was going through stuff. I always write like what, but the biggest thing about your podcast is nostalgia, mate. So
Yes,
see when we're talking, when you're talking about we were talking about Heat, and I had just when you were talking about Heat, I had just actually watched the film about 2 weeks before it. So I did. I'm like, I was sitting one night, and you're just like, and it's like every given Sunday as well.
Oh, the Pacino one.
Any given Sunday with De Niro,
I
so
love
it's
that
stuff
film.
like that.
Love that
and
film.
then when you were talking about, you were saying about the boss. So I always
Boss
listen. I
Springsteen.
love it. I always like Born in the USA. That like, and it's like so. I've got the one that would maybe my journey. It would, I don't know, mate. But the Rocky song, see when you're
That's
like,
what
no
I
easy
think
way out,
anyway.
mate.
It's so fucking, mate, perfect. Aye. Everybody would say the Rocky theme or the Tiger, but that's mine as well. That's mine. There's no easy way out. That is always
No easy way out, mate.
That's it. That's it. The Robert Tepper song. I love that answer, mate. That's fucking phenomenal. I couldn't have given that better answer myself.
That's because it's just there isn't any easy way out, isn't it? Get up and fucking do it. Nobody else is going to go up there and do it for you.
That's it, mate.
Fucking
That's
get
it.
there.
Phenomenal, mate. Thank you, Stevie, for doing this, mate. Honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure. I knew we'd go on like a house on fire. As soon as I saw your stuff, I was just so impressed with everything that you've done. And I'm continuing to be impressed and inspired by everything you're doing and your whole story, Steve. So thank you for being on the show. I appreciate
Thanks,
it so
mate.
much, mate.
Thank you, mate. I hope you don't have to put subtitles up for the Americans.
Oh, fuck that. No, are you kidding? I'll give that one up. No chance. We're a local show, I think. I don't think it travels much. I do segments now and again when I talk about movies and stuff, but I think the interviews is just for fucking people like us, man. I've quit. I used to try and slow my voice down a wee bit, but nah, fuck that. It's still natural,
Perfect,
you know.
mate.
Stevie, it's
Perfect,
been a
mate.
pleasure, mate. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, mate. All right. Cheers.
You can't hear the song because you're singing over it like a genius.
End of the show, gangsters. What a fucking banger to bring us back, eh? Oh, what a chat with Stevie boy. Fantastic guy, and wishing him all the very best of luck on the 30th of May, his last fight, so he says. Yeah, old school podcast style, man. Like the old fucking song as well, in honor of Stevie boy and all of the potential Rocky stories that are happening right now. Fuck yeah. I can see it all, the visuals right now. Con in the car door, opening it, getting in all angry, flashbacks behind him. Oh my god. Greatest montage in the history of cinema. We're not indestructible. Baby, better get that straight. I think it's unbelievable how you give into the hands of fate. Something's all worth fighting for. Some feelings never die. I'm not asking for another chance. I just wanna know why. Oh, and I'm missing. There's no easy way out. Oh, yes. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. Giving it can't be wrong. Oh, he's screaming in the ring. Oh, it's amazing. I don't wanna pacify you. I don't wanna drag you down, but I'm feeling like a prisoner, like a stranger in a no-name town. And I see all the angry faces. Oh, I'm just gonna recall tonight. This isn't my greatest vocal performance. About what might have been. I'm thinking about what it used to be. There's no easy way out. Try that shit, yeah. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. Giving it can't be wrong. See you gangsters. Welcome fucking back.